In today's changelog breakdown, we'll be looking at a recent release of the GitKraken CLI to see what those bullets actually translate to when you get your hands on the latest version of the GitKraken CLI. Let's get into these release notes. So I have the release notes here on the right. I'm looking at version 1.2.0. There are some later ... releases which have some minor fixes, but I'm looking primarily at this one since there was some major functionality added. So this first bullet added a preview to the new cloud patches feature. Okay, so this allows you the ability to create a cloud patch. So traditionally with a patch, you would email someone a patch file that they could then apply to their repository, and a patch file is a subset of code that you want to give someone. And so instead of creating a file, you create a link that you can then send to someone. So I have the CLI here on the left, and I've CD'd into a repository that already has some changes. And just to show you, let's do a git status. Sure enough, I have 3 files that I have modified. Okay, so according to this bullet, use gkpatch create to create a cloud patch. So let's do gkpatch create. It's probably gonna ask me, okay, let's name this. These were related to 9.11 GKC release. And we modified the Bitbucket support pages. These are all in Markdown. Okay, and then where is it grabbing the changes from? I have all of my changes staged. If you happen to have yours in your whip, or if you want to combine it with other commits, choose that option. I'm gonna go with this third one though. And then there it is. I've created my cloud patch. And now I can send this URL to someone and they can apply it. Just to show you, let's see, it looks like you can do gkpatch. I bet if you just do gkpatch, you'll get a list of all the commands that are available. And sure enough, yeah, you can apply, create, delete, view a list, or even just view a cloud patch with any of those command modifiers. All right, let's look at that second bullet. So added the ability to pin and snooze items in the focus view. So if you haven't heard of the focus view, it's a pretty cool view that's available from whichever terminal you use. So to access it, all you have to do is hit GK focus. The focus view is based off of workspaces, and I already have a workspace set up. All right, so it's gonna load. I'm gonna make my screen bigger just to give it some real estate. And here we have the focus view. So before I get into this bullet, it should be noted I have Nerd Font installed on my machine. So it's part of the documentation here. Hold on, let me pull it up. So we have Nerd Fonts. Here we go. So I have Nerd Fonts downloaded as a font, and I have set it as a default font for the CLI, the terminal that I'm using. So once you do that, you should have this render all these cool little icons that you see. So the focus view shows you all pull requests, issues, and whips that you have for the repositories in your workspace. Again, a workspace is just a group of repositories, so it's a great way of seeing within the terminal, you know, things that you're working on. And then if we go back to the release notes, the thing that we have here is that you can now pin and snooze. And we have a nice legend here in the bottom. But if you hit P with depending on what you select with the up or down arrow keys, you can pin PRs, whips, issues, whatever you're selecting here to the top. If you go back over it and hit P again, then you can unpin it and return it back to the general sort. If you use the arrow keys on the right arrow key, that's how you can get to your list of snoozed items. And to snooze items to begin with, let me go back to this all list. You would hit S on the keyboard. So snooze this, snooze that, snooze, snooze, snooze. And then we'll go back to the list of snoozed items. Here they are. If I'm ready to unsnooze any of these, I can just hit S again to return them to the list of everything. So that's how you can use the focus view, and now you can pin and snooze and prioritize the stuff that you're working on. And if you want to get out of the focus view, just hit Q on the keyboard and you're back to the terminal. So that's it for this round's changelog breakdown. Let us know in the comments what you thought, if there's anything you want to see more or less of, or anything you appreciated. Otherwise, we'll see you in the next round of release notes.